How's it going, everybody? Thank you for joining us. It's Sunday, 20th of February today. My name is Cy Twining. I am your NFL lead analyst at Bruce.com. And you may scoff. I took you guys at your word last week and put some money on the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl. I had a free £5 bet I told you all about last week. And so I used that £5 and you all told me the Rams were going to win. And as I'm prone to do, I pushed my luck a little bit and didn't put £5 on the Rams to win. I was more specific. I said the Rams will win by between 1 and 6 points. And didn't they just? So my free £5 bet, thanks to you guys, turned into 16 in my account, and I did sit up and watch it. I fell asleep, but I woke up at exactly the right time, about 5 minutes before the end. I am prone to do that, and I'm prone to falling asleep at inopportune moments as well, and I'm prone to waking up at the right time. I fell asleep in Madison Square Garden once. I went to some boxing just so I could say I'd been, and fell asleep. I was jet lagged, which is my excuse, and I'm sticking with it. But anyway, £16 in my account, which I took the £5 out and spent the rest on a sport that I profess to know something about and lost it. So I'm £5 up anyway, and thank you for your help with that. This shadow is killing me, but I'll try and avoid it. Hey, how are you today? It's I thought I watched last week's one back, and I thought what I would do, it would be nice to just at the start just outline what we have to talk about or what we could cover in the next half hour or so. So we can talk some about the documentary. I've got some music for you, some site updates, whether that's Bruce.com or Daily Dose Day or the Facebook group as well. And I've got a bit of a game, a bit of a challenge for you if you're up for that. And I see Tom, Red Top Tom no less, who for some reason is wearing a blue top. I trust that's Ipswich's colours you've got there, Tom. I will get back to Tom if he's not watching right now and let him know. But the regular schedule, in case anyone else is interested, is this time every week. So 3 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. UK time every week. Oh, and I promised you Godzilla. There's a tie between Bruce and Godzilla. There's a little tie in between the two. You've got the space of one song to try and guess what that might be, because I'm going to play a song for you. I'm going to play Catherine Holtkamp for you. Now, Catherine has contributed to a few of these cover projects that we've done before. She's currently in Dominican Republic, if you ever, with the Cirque du Soleil. And I've played some of hers for you before on this podcast, and I will do the same for you now. The fourth project we did was called Salivate, because I thought that was the funniest thing in the world to tie in. Levitate had just come out, and so I had a drooling baby on the front, and this is exactly why you shouldn't entrust me with a title for Bruce Hornsby's documentary, because that was my input. Anyway, title notwithstanding, Salivate had some great tracks on it. I'm going to play two for you today. One of them was Catherine Holtkamp, who did a terrific resting place right at the start. So Catherine recorded this with some backup, and I can't remember exactly how this came about, but I played it or sent it to JV Collier, Bruce's bass player. And so the very start of the track, you'll actually hear JV, who recorded some bass over the top of it. So I've built it up enough. I'm going to play you Catherine's resting place, and then we'll come back and tell you all about Godzilla. All right? If I press the right button, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I'm on a long sojourn sitting here shedding my skin. Don't know about inside, ugly on the outside. They're all messing with me for the shape I'm in. I'm looking for a clean slate. Just need to find a new mind state. Hey, let's go looking for squirrels. Let's find something to do. I think she's shooting it right at you. Look down, I said, right at you. And the hail falls hard and the wind whips my face. I'm a long, long way from anywhere real safe. And the storm clouds are flying high, mud all over my face. I'm a long, long way from my resting place. Hey, let's duck down this side street. Maybe nobody else will see. Everybody sees us as big fat bastards, but I can just see you looking at me. Ever feel like a sideshow attraction? Ever feel like a walking infraction? Some people call me Tarzan in my big, big sweats. I don't know just what they mean. Maybe not good, real bad, I bet. And the hail falls hard and the wind whips my face. I'm a long, long way from some sheltered space. And the storm clouds are flying high, mud all over my face. I'm a long, long way from my resting place. Just need to find a new way, a way to relate. Yeah, feel like a streetwalker. I get by being a funny talker. All those funny jokes sting, so keep on walking. And the hail falls hard and the wind whips my face. I'm a long, long way from some sheltered space. And the storm clouds are flying high, mud all over my face. I'm a long, long way from my resting place. And I'm a long, long way from my resting place.
I misspoke on that, and just allow me to correct myself, please. If Catherine watches this back, she'll be thinking, "What the hell are you talking about?" JV did contribute to one of her tracks. It was not Resting Place, as you'll have heard. He did not intro that track. He did for The Show Goes On, which was on another, which I will make my mission to put onto another. Perhaps on next week's podcast, but that was not JV playing there. So apologies to the guy who did. Jennifer Morris says, "Hey, sir, I need your help. How can I find the original video for Talk of the Town? I'm going crazy trying to find it." And it so happens, here in this room, I saw your message come through just as that was playing, so I dashed for this. And I'm not sure how widely available this is now. It's Bruce's Intersections box set, but the Talk of the Town video is on the DVD as part of this track 6 of the DVD. There's 23 videos on that DVD, and the sixth one is Talk of the Town, but I do not see it on YouTube or Vimeo or any of the usual suspects. But it is on the DVD, so I hope that helps. I believe you emailed me with that question as well, and I apologies. I thought I'd got back to you on that. So, and you're right, Dan. It is a great box set. It's a work of art at absolutely no cost. If anybody who was around at the time it was released, anybody who went to Bruce's show, the solo show, they were given out for free. There was one on each seat. So, yeah, that was a great box set and a free box set, and you can't beat free with a stick, as they say. And that shadow is still bugging me. So the documentary, then, and I'm laughing myself just as I say that. I'll tell you why in a minute. So it turns out the hard part, having recorded it and narrated it and produced it of a fashion, is knitting it all together, which is what I'm doing at the minute. I stuck it on YouTube privately. Now YouTube, because I wanted to test it. So YouTube has in place some auto detection for copyright, and I got hit immediately with 14 copyright claims. And it's not just the music. I knew YouTube had music, but I'm talking over the top of it, so I didn't foresee it being a problem. But YouTube also can detect video as well. So I'm working my way around it. I'm hopefully found a solution to it, but it's still in the pipeline. I've shown it to 3 people so far, and I've had some great feedback on it, and also that it's very British, and I don't realize I'm doing it. So it's my voice all over it. I'm narrating it, commentating on it, and it's even in Britain, my accent is quite distinctive, I think, and so my accent comes out, and the commentary. Now you would say commentary, right? But commentary for me. So, and also I use the word garage. You say garage, I say garage, and I say Williamsburg quite a lot. Now it's Williamsburg, which is 4 or 5 syllables in the States, but to me it's Williamsburg. So that's all over the documentary, and I say that a lot. So you'll have to tolerate my accent when you get to watching it. But it's ready to go, or it will be by May 2nd easily. But the feedback I've had on it is great, except for the copyright police. It's called the whole thing off Carwyn, that's right. But it's well, Carwyn is from the same shores as I am, although Carwyn is Welsh, as you might get from the name. And Carwyn also contributed to one of our. I just stick one of your tracks on from one of our cover projects, Carwyn, as well, from back in the day. I think the first one, Carwyn covered The Road Not Taken, I believe. So, yeah, the copyright police are after me, but it's easily negotiated. And actually, I can put it up as is, but I just want to get rid of any potential hiccups and hurdles, because I'm going to put it on Facebook as well. And Facebook are a lot more strict about these things, let's say. And I don't want to lose my Facebook account, so that's an ongoing maze that I am navigating at the minute, but it's pretty much done, and the people who've seen it loved it. So Godzilla, then what I'll do, I think. So I've got a copy of the script for this, and there's a tie-in with Bruce and Godzilla, believe me. So what I'll do, I think, is how about I do a live reading of the first chapter, and that'll explain Godzilla to you, and what Godzilla has in common with Bruce. So here's what chapter. I'll read you part of chapter 1. I won't read you the whole thing because it's quite long. But it says, November 1954. Ellis Island, the main immigration port in New York Harbor, closed its doors for the last time. The first ever Godzilla movie premiered in Tokyo, selling 9.6 million tickets as the fire-breathing behemoth terrorized Japan. Also in that month in Williamsburg, Virginia, Robert and Lois Hornsby welcomed into the world little Bruce Randall Hornsby on November 23rd, 1954. Robert, or Bob Hornsby, was an attorney, a real estate developer, and a part-time musician. Lois, a piano player and a church community liaison, who the Lois S. Hornsby Middle School in Williamsburg was named after. Even before Bruce's parents, the Hornsbys had a rich musical history. Lois's father, Bruce's grandfather, Pierre Paul Sonnet, was a respected organist in Richmond and head of music for the city schools. He had his own radio show playing the big Mosque Theatre stage organ on WRVA, the 50,000-watt voice of Virginia. He was also the organist for Santa Claus at the Miller and Rhodes Tea Room, a long-standing tradition for Virginia families. So that's part of chapter 1, and you're not going to... The final video is not me reading it like that and you watching me, thankfully. Don't worry. I've got footage of Virginia and Richmond and Williamsburg going back to the 50s at that time, and of Godzilla too. So there's the time with Bruce and Godzilla. They were both born in the same month. Or they both made their first appearance in the same month, at least. So that's what I meant to tell you last week and forgot. So Daily Dose Day itself. Hi, Charlie. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us. Was it you who asked me recently when I'm coming back to... it was Anne-Marie asked when I'm coming back for a concert. I believe you asked the same. And hopefully this year, we'll see. Lots of things up in the air at the minute, but I'm hoping to come back hopefully this year. Wait for some tour dates first and then we'll see. But it'd be great to see you. Maybe make another trip out to Portsmouth again. Will be a treat. So Daily Dose Day itself, I've been working some more on that this week, and we have all the songs are now up. There's 498 songs you're getting on the day, which works out, I worked it out, about 70 hours of music. So not all at once, we're getting that ticking over. Every hour on the hour, you'll get a concert. I've explained that before. And I did note last week that you will not have to sit and watch me or listen to me for the whole day. Worry not. You'll have one on the hour every hour, but don't feel like you have to be up at 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m. like I will. It'll be there to download for the days and weeks afterwards as well. All of it free. Just inviting donations if anyone feels that's appropriate to the ALS Association. And by the way, we are up to 10. I'm saying this 10 weeks ahead of Daily Dose Day, so it's 10 weeks today, and we've already raised $645, which is just amazing to me. It shouldn't be, because you guys are generous to a fault and have been through the years, and there's $30,000 in various charities' coffers to bear testament to that. But yeah, $645 through just talking, 645, that's right, just through talking about it. So appreciate it so much. I know the ALS Association do as well. And that's our sole charity. I've kind of not muddied the waters, but confused the issue a little bit in previous years by doing more than one charity. So conscious decision this time just to do the one. We'll have a cover project, which I talked about last week, and that's some more good news for you. So I think last week I mentioned we had 6 artists who are ready to contribute and made a commitment. That's now up to 10. So we have 10 tracks not ready to go yet. We have one that was recorded. I'm not sure if I've told you this story before. I was telling somebody the other day, but I was not looking to do a project this year. I've got a lot of other work to do this year. And somebody emailed me and said, hey, if you're going to do another cover project this year, would you consider this? And sent me a track. And I heard the track and everything changed. That was inspiring enough for me to say, okay, about turn. Yes, we'll do a Daily Dose Day. Yes, we'll do another cover project. That 4 or 5 minutes of music. I'm not going to say which one, but you'll hear the end result and you'll be floored as I was. But that was enough for me to put everything else on the back burner and say, let's do another one. So everything now is geared towards May 2nd. And thank you so much for the people who've contributed already. We've made a commitment to record a track, and we'll still happily take contributions from anybody who's ready, willing, and able to contribute a track by, we've said, mid-April, so that I can have everything ready to put it all together and put a website together ready to go for May the 2nd. I've been working on, you wouldn't know it, but I've been working on the websites as well for Bruce.com and dailydoseday.com, which this is far more exciting to me than it will be to anybody else. But for the first time in 20 years or so, I've moved server, which won't be as boring to you as it probably sounds, but it lets me do a lot more. So if I was to go to dailydoseday.com, for instance, you might see some new bells and whistles on it, and on Bruce.com as well. So a subscription notification, for instance, and all that does, it's by no means a what's the word I'm looking for? It's not obligatory. It's not mandatory to sign up to these, but what that does, if you hit the subscribe button, is every time there's an update to dailydoseday.com, it will send a little notification. So you'll see that in your browser, or the same with Bruce.com as well. I don't know if you can see what I see, but there's a little box popped up. In fact, I did a little picture of it to demonstrate. I was playing around with it while I was explaining it to somebody else earlier on. So you'll see a little notification, which I don't seem to be able to get up now. I thought I would. Maybe you can see that. Oh, there it is. I think I'm seeing things I don't want to see. Yeah, so a little box like that would come up at the top of your screen just to say, for instance, hey, there's been an update to dailydoseday.com, or hey, there's been an update to Bruce.com, and that's just a little example of the bells and whistles that I'm putting up on the site, which make my life a lot easier and makes it more productive, and it actually helps me with the day job as well, because I'm learning stuff that I can then pass on to other people as well. So boring little stuff like that, but it's improving the website in little ways and in big ways in the time to come as well. Thank you, Charlie. I did it. So that the little pop art, I haven't run it past the band, and I probably should have done the little pop art graphics you see of JV and JT, and Bruce was mine. It's one of my little hobbies. I probably shouldn't be let loose with a pen and paper or a pencil and an iPad, as it turned out. But thank you. I appreciate that. And this, it's all part of the little retro feel of the website. And it'll be there'll be more to come by May the 2nd. Oh, the Facebook. I don't know if we have Vic with us today or not, but so the Facebook group, Vic got banned. Vic, who put together our little quiz that we had with the lyrics a few weeks ago, got banned. It wasn't me who did it. Yeah, Charlie, you tell them that. I might need that excuse. Charlie says those guys never look so good. Yeah, maybe I should have run it past them first. And I haven't done. Yeah, Vic got the old banning stick prodded his way, and I did not. I did not mean for that to happen. He had posted something on Facebook on the community group. I don't know if you saw it. It was the the PG lyrics. He'd made a top 10, as he's been doing the kind of Letterman lists of the top 10 PG-13 Bruce lyrics, and it had some PG-13 lyrics on it. Anyway, moral of the story is if you post a bit sweary, which his was, you get suspension, not from Facebook, but from the group. And I had no idea. He dropped me a message and said, "I'm really sorry if I've said anything untoward," and I didn't know what he was talking about. And I look into it, and because he'd used a word, Facebook's auto detection had picked up on his PG-13 language, let's say, and kicked him out the group for 90 days. So I had to go back to him and say, didn't know that was going to happen. So just bear in mind, if you say anything sweary, you might get the boot. If you do, for some reason, just let me know. Drop me a message or drop me an email or something, and I'll stick you back in the group, as long as it's nothing egregious, which I wouldn't think. I've never seen it in our group yet, so I wouldn't expect that. But it made me chuckle. But just know that if you say something that Facebook doesn't like, it will automatically kick you. It's not my decision. I guess we should bear in mind that some people read this on a work computer, or their kids might see it or something. But yeah, Facebook was not kind to Vic, and he's now back in the group. I'm going to guess he's not with us currently, but he might be watching this back. But he's back with us in the group anyway. He's had his privileges restored. As I was looking, actually, you might be interested in this, you might not. I get all kinds of analytics and data and numbers about the 2,000 or so people who are signed up to our community. So here's a question for you. What percentage of our community or Bruce's fan base, or a 2,000 person representation of that, I think it's about 2,200, what percentage of them would you think are male? Drop a guess in the comments. What percentage of Bruce's Bruce's followers would you say are male or female? What kind of split? It's quite a round, even number of both. But if you take a sample of 2,200 of them, be interested in your guess what you might think the percentage of, and also what kind of age range would you say was most popular? So mid-teens, mid-20s, mid-30s, mid-40s, mid-50s, mid-60s plus. What would you say? Carwyn and David both say 70% male. Any more guesses? Ollie says 60. Charlie says 50-50. I have to say, Carwyn and David were actually bang on. It's 70% on the dot of at least my little community, of not so little community of 2,200 are male. 30% female. Age range, Carwyn says maybe 46. So it goes from mid-teens to 25, then 25 to 35, 35 to 45. So this is interesting. Dan says demographics between 40s and 50s. So I guess Dan's going for mid-40s as well. See if I can share my screen with you, and I'll show you what I see. I was going to ask community, but I guess or location, but I guess I've given that away. So 69.6% male, 30.4 female out of our little sample. And you're right again. Do you have access to this already, Carwyn? Carwyn said about 45. Dan said 40s to 50s. So you're both right. 45 to 55 is the most popular. Say about a quarter of our sample are male. 45 to 54, which I guess includes me as well. Location-wise, the most popular is Williamsburg, then New York. Then they're all in. So the top, 10 are in the US. What about other countries? What do you think of other countries might be part of that? Cohen says 7% of them are accordion fans. 4.2. I would multiply that by 5 at least, Charlie. Would be deadheads. Maybe not now so much. But they've certainly followed him. Just in terms of countries, so 1,700 in the US. Then next highest, the UK, then Canada, Germany, Australia, Italy, South Africa, Japan, Brazil, and Spain all have 12 plus. Connect to Instagram for more insights. I could care less about Instagram. So there's a little detour, a little snapshot, some insight into Facebook for you. Don't swear, and most of you are in America. So that's what we have. If you learned nothing else today, you have a little bit. Maybe 7% are accordion fans. Maybe that's a little high, Cohen. I don't know. One more thing I had for you. I'm testing the water with this. So this is something I had in mind for the day on Daily Dose Day, and I need to work out kind of a schedule and what works best for people and when they might want to join. But I had a little challenge for you. This is a small one, so it's only 3 pictures, and I want you to guess from the picture which of Bruce's songs they're referring to. So there's the first one. As I float around this little inset, can anybody tell me which of Bruce's songs? That's an easy one, isn't it? Which of Bruce's songs that little graphic refers to? That is not one that I've drawn. I downloaded it. You got it. That was an easy one. That's Cartoons and Candy. Well, it's not Candy Mountain Run because there's no mountains in it, Cohen. You've given me an idea, though. But here's the second one. Maybe I'll run these in on the Daily Dose Day, and you guys who've watched this can get a head start because there'll be prizes on Daily Dose Day. What's that? That's the second of 3. Which of Bruce's songs is that? You can be the first to get it. At least the first in my little pop-up window. Anybody? Am I being too cryptic with these? Say what you see as, how was that show? Countdown. Not Countdown, Catchphrase. What was the guy's name, Cohen? It's not Defenders of the Flag. Andy, thank you. And Ray got it too. I was worried I was being too cryptic. It is Night on the Town. Maybe it's my corny humor. Maybe it's a little too out there. But here's the third of 3. If you guys like this, we'll do some more of them next week, and we'll boot up to Daily Dose Day. But yeah, that was Night on the Town. And the third one. Okay, Charlie, I take your point. So what's this one? As I neck my blood orange in a can. Now that you've got how my brain works, my British brain, not quite, Cohen. Now that you've got my British way of thinking. Interesting that you both said that. Dan thinks across the river the same as Cohen. Not this time. Yeah, maybe I should have done more of this during lockdown, Cohen. I'll get cracking on some more. So what? So I'm trying not to give you a clue. So what do you see? What type of? That's a good guess, Cohen. Again, maybe this one's a little bit too out there. I'm not going to tell you, Charlie. I'll give you a clue. What type of fish is that? And I only know because I Googled it, but that is a specific type of fish. You're getting there, Carwin. It's not resting place before you say it. Where is that fish situated? I don't get the reference to flounder. 2 people have said it. But that's not it. So the 2 clues were what type of fish is it and where is it situated? John got it. Has anybody seen John's comment, or are you still guessing? Do you want me to put it up? Do I need to apologize for these? So that is, as Carwin correctly identified, it's a place. Dan's after another hint. So where is the place in that picture, Dan? John's got it already. I'm not going to spoil it for you if you haven't seen it and you're still guessing. What else is in that picture, and where is the place in relation to that other thing in the picture? I'm either baffling you or I'm infuriating you. Shall I put the answer up? John got it. So the place is... The song is Place Under the Sun. Space is the place. How many songs have we got with place in it? Maybe that's another quiz for another day. It's Place Under the Sun is the answer. There's the place. There's the sun. It's Place Under the Sun. I would not have known a place unless I'd Googled it. I'll be completely honest with you. But I think you've sold me on the idea of doing some more of these. It's either sufficiently aggravating or sufficiently testing your brain matter here on a Sunday afternoon or a Sunday evening, depending on where you are. But we'll add some more to those at another time. I'm going to leave you for now. We'll call that a day for this week. We try and keep them to between half an hour and 40 minutes, so we're pretty much that on the button. I've been sucking into Wordle, Charlie. I'm surprised if you haven't. I still contend that yesterday's one, which was the first one I got wrong, there is no such word. P-U-P-A-L. That's not a word. Not in this country, at least. And we've been undone by the American spelling as well. Every time there's an American spelling, C-O-L-O-R, this country's up in arms because their Wordle's broken. I wanted to ask, just in prep for Daily Dose Day, we're 10 weeks out, as I've said, but I've got my fingers in lots of pies of things we could do on the day. What we might do is put together some photos on the day. I get that reference, Klaus. 3-2, thank you. We're talking proper football now, not the NFL. So if anybody has... A couple of the ideas I had was a photo gallery. Maybe I could put a video together. So if you have any photos, especially ones you've taken, would be nice, of concerts over the years, I could put them to music. So that's one idea. If you have any photos, you could post them on the group or email them to me, and I will get busy with that. Also lyrics as well. Any lyrics in particular that stand out to you. Send them my way or post them in the group, post them on Facebook, and I'll make a collection of those and do something with them. Maybe that's something I could put into a video, maybe alongside the photos, we could combine it. But 2 things I thought of this week anyway were photos and videos. Photos and lyrics, I mean, and we could put them together into something. So get thinking if that's something you want to contribute to or you've got some... ideas for, then we'll do that. And any ideas you've got of your own for Daily Dose Day, I'm open to it. I've got 24 hours to fill on that day. So it's going to be a lot of video, a lot of music, a lot of downloads. But rather than have you sit and listen to me for 24 hours, even on replay, nobody wants that. So that's why we've got the documentary coming. That's why we've got some concerts that we're working on as well. So lots to do in 10 weeks, lots for you to look forward to. And I'm, again, so appreciative of the donations we've already had for Daily They'll Stay. Thank you, Charlie, for the nice comments. It's always good to hear from you. And I wish you spoke more often. I wish I saw more of you guys over in the States, and hopefully make that happen soon. So I'm going to finish with another track from a cover project. It's also from Salivate. This one was from George Marinelli. George was, well, here's George. George was Bruce's guitar player of the Range days. Here's George also on the far right. And every time I asked George, kind of cap in hand, would you like to contribute a track to our cover project? He has it done within a day. He comes back to me, I haven't spoken to him about this one yet, but he comes back and says, would you like this? And it's always amazing. And so for this particular project, he contributed Stranded on Easy Street. I believe he had his son, certainly had his son on one of the projects he worked on. I think it was this one. I believe I can hear him on this. So anyway, I'm going to leave you with that this week. Thank you so much for joining. We've had, I think, the record numbers for this week. So it's been great to talk to you all. I actually look forward to these. I wasn't sure they were going to catch on. They seem to be. And you can always watch a replay. Even if you don't catch it now or live, you can watch a replay back on Facebook. They also go up on YouTube as well. So if you look for Bruce.com or Bruce Hornsby on Facebook, you'll see on YouTube, or either actually, you'll see a replay of these videos. You can go and watch them back if you're ever that bored or ever so inclined. So thank you so much for your contributions. Thank you for joining us today. And I will play you out with George Marinelli's version. Thank you, Ray, also. Here's George Marinelli's version of Stranded on Easy Street. Thank you, guys. Speak to you next week.
She was so fine on the first impression. I was taken in by the view. With eyes so soft and her face so smooth, I found her selling a fashion booth. All I said was, do you sell suits? She said, you're a screaming, your accent's so cute. Mother had to meet me, it all sounded funny, but then my friends told me, well, the girl's got money. Hey, it's alright, it's okay. Hey, don't you worry about a thing. You're the king today, but there's a price you may pay. If you take your seat in the royal suite, you might get stranded on Easy Street. Well, she said she was a big-time girl, laughing a bit too loud. Such a face the specialist creates, that she gets the benefit of the doubt. I know that she wanted more than I could give, but I just had to see how the other half lived. She showed me her friends, she showed me her throne. I didn't sell my soul, I just took out a loan. Hey, it's alright, it's okay. Hey, don't you worry about a thing. You're the king today, but there's a price you may pay. If you take a seat in the royal suite, you might get stranded on Easy Street. you take a seat and roll and sleep, you might get stranded on